Children, today we're going to talk about an ungrateful bear in a lush and vibrant forest. There lived many lovely little animals. The forest was filled with tall trees, and the sunlight filtered through the gaps in the branches like golden sparkles. A clear stream wound its way through the forest, and the water made a tinkling sound as if playing a beautiful melody. The bear, named Benny, lived on the east side of the forest. He had a chubby body, fluffy big ears, and his black, shiny eyes always looked a bit silly and cute. His neighbor was the elephant, named Ellie. Ellie had a long trunk, just like a flexible big hose, and big ears that were like huge fans. When she walked, the ground seemed to shake. One sunny day, Benny was playing happily in the forest. He hopped around chasing butterflies for a while, and then he rummaged around curiously in the bushes, hoping to find something new and interesting. While he was having a great time, suddenly, oops! Benny fell into a deep pit. The walls of the pit were steep and slippery. He tried his best to climb up, but he kept slipping back down. Benny was really scared and he shouted at the top of his lungs, "Help! Is there anyone who can save me?" His voice echoed through the forest, full of despair. Just then, Ellie the elephant happened to be passing by. She heard Benny's pitiful cries for help and quickly strode over. When Benny saw Ellie, his eyes lit up immediately, just like seeing a beacon in the dark. He shouted excitedly, "Ellie, is that you? Please save me. You're my savior. If you pull me out, I'll never forget your great kindness. I'll do anything for you in the future." Ellie looked at Benny in the pit, feeling sorry for him. Without saying a word, she stretched her long trunk down and said gently, "Benny, hold on to my trunk tightly, and I'll pull you up." Benny grabbed Ellie's trunk firmly, and Ellie used all her strength to slowly lift Benny out of the pit. Once he was free, Benny was extremely grateful to Ellie. He took Ellie's hand and said repeatedly, "Thank you for saving me. Ellie, if it weren't for you, I would have been in big trouble today. I might have even lost my life." Ellie smiled and waved her hand, saying, "It's okay. We're neighbors. Helping each other is what we should do." Days passed by, and life was peaceful and nice. One night, the forest was quiet, and everyone was sound asleep. Suddenly, Ellie felt a sharp pain in her trunk. She woke up with a start. By the moonlight, she saw that a cobra had bitten her trunk. The venom of the cobra started to spread through her body, and Ellie felt really awful. She knew she had to find Dr. Monkey for treatment right away, but she was getting weaker and couldn't go to Dr. Monkey's clinic by herself. She endured the pain and went to Benny's house. She knocked on the door and called out weakly, "Benny, Benny, wake up. I've been bitten by a cobra. Can you please go and get Dr. Monkey for me?" At that time, Benny was sleeping soundly and was a bit drowsy. He vaguely heard Ellie's voice. He let out a big yawn and mumbled, "Oh, I played all day today and I'm not feeling well. I'm already in bed. You'd better go to Dr. Monkey's clinic by yourself." After saying that, he turned over and fell asleep again. When Ellie heard Benny's words, she felt a pang of disappointment in her heart. But she didn't have time to think about it. The pain in her wound made it almost impossible for her to stand steadily, so she dragged her heavy body and walked slowly towards Dr. Monkey's clinic. She hadn't gone far when she felt dizzy and blacked out. With a thud, she fell down under a big tree. Just then, the owl, named Oliver, was out looking for food. He was shocked when he saw Ellie lying unconscious on the ground. Oliver quickly flew over and took a closer look. He saw the wound on Ellie's trunk and guessed what had happened. Oliver was really worried. He knew the situation was urgent and didn't waste a single second. He quickly flew to Dr. Monkey's clinic. As soon as Dr. Monkey heard what happened, he immediately picked up his medicine box and followed Oliver back. Dr. Monkey skillfully sucked out the venom from the wound on Ellie's trunk, carefully applied medicine to the wound, and gave Ellie an antidote. After Dr. Monkey's all-out rescue, Ellie finally got out of danger. She slowly opened her eyes and thanked Dr. Monkey and Oliver weakly. When the sun came up, the animals in the forest heard that Ellie had been bitten by a cobra. They all came to visit her with their concerns. They gathered around Ellie's bed, expressing their care with words. Benny also came. He held a bunch of flowers in his hand and looked a bit embarrassed. When Dr. Monkey saw Benny, he couldn't help but say, "Rescuing a patient bitten by a venomous snake is a matter of life and death. Once the venom takes effect, it's very difficult to treat. Benny, you're Ellie's neighbor. When she asked you for help, why didn't you come to get me in time? Thanks to Oliver for finding her in time. Otherwise, Ellie would have lost her life." Ellie looked at Benny and let out a soft sigh. She said, "Benny, when you fell into the pit and asked me for help, you said so many nice things. But when I needed your help, you made an excuse to shirk it. If you're so ungrateful, who will be willing to help you when you're in trouble again in the future? You know, nice words and beautiful flowers can't replace real help." After hearing Ellie's words, Benny's face turned bright red. He hung his head in shame and said in a low voice, "Ellie, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I only thought about my own comfort and forgot about your life-saving kindness. I'll definitely change in the future. Please forgive me." Ellie looked at Benny, who sincerely admitted his mistake and smiled, saying, "It's good that you know you're wrong and can correct it. I hope you'll remember this lesson. Kids, this story teaches us that when we live in this world, we must learn to be grateful. Only when we know how to be grateful can we feel the happiness in our lives, and we'll also know how to repay the help we've received from others. If we're ungrateful like Benny at the beginning, it will be very difficult for us to get help from others when we're in trouble again. So, in our daily lives, after we get help from others, we should always keep a grateful heart and show our gratitude with practical actions.